After saving, we will go back to the post to check then. This is where it returns the message. If it is an error, then it will go into error toast, otherwise it will have a toast success and return to our create post. So let's test our API. Let's write on the page, create a new post, and click post. Let's see if there was an error because apparently nothing appeared here. We had an error here, let me see. Object. Let me find the console. Let's clear it and create a new post again. Created successfully. Apparently it is making some calls, but we will check later. Let's look here, create a new post, so it's already being created below here. Create new post. By clicking on the name we can see here which user created it. Followers, post, and how many are following. So here we have already verified that it is creating. Was it so easy like this? Is it that easy? No. Did it give an error? Well, more or less. But we just passed the function here, and we didn't change much in the code. You can see that it decreased a lot from what we had just for the API call. So, let's remove the comments here and that's it. The post will be ready very quickly. Now let's check how we can do when we click on another user's name and start following or unfollowing. Let's go to a post in the modal. Check if it's not ours. Here we go. The button is not showing. Probably, I passed the wrong ID in the modal, userselect.user. Here it should really be the same. So, we have to get the logged in user. Wasn't even using the variable log ID user.id, which will be equal to the user ID. Now the button we need has appeared. When the user is following, the user of the post will appear unfollow. If it doesn't show follow. If there is no user logged in, it won't show anything. In our case, it looks like even if we are following, if I click here, it will change, unfollow, but it won't be making any API calls. So let's put a function on it. Let's go up. To the video doesn't get too long. I will do this function right here. So as we have already seen several functions for the API call, it's practically always the same thing. I will make the unfollow and follow here to see how it would look. So, const unfollow. Let's put an async function here and put that famous try and catch. Remembering the post, most of the time we don't return const res. So let's pull our API call here making a post, and we'll check what our endpoint is. So, it will be practically the same to follow. But I will finish configuring unfollow. Let's check the root here in the documentation. What it would be like for our followers. I see if I have the user follow user in Control-V user follow user here. So let's research here how we would do a delete and a post to delete. Let's see what we need. ID and then the user ID. And then we need the user's ID and the ID of who we are following to remove. And let's see for the post. The same thing, the user's ID and the ID of who we will follow. Let's leave the doc aside again for now, because we need it. And we'll build the API call. We'll probably create an object again, const data. And we'll need the user ID, which will actually be our logged in user. We will pass here, and we will need the follow user id, which receives the selected ID, as we are passing here. Select duser.id user. We already have the logged in user's ID and the post user's ID. Now we have to see our endpoint. User follow user / template string. I think I already had it here at click Windows + V remembering here, and we will pass on our data so we can delete it. And return. Actually, I don't know if we return. Let's leave it like that, for now. I'll put the console here for now. In case of error, also with error console. I'm going to change here that this is not really a post method, but rather a delete method. I will copy the unfollow and paste it below. And down here we'll have another function, but it will be follow. Up it will be unfollow. And here in the following it will really be a post method. So practically the same thing. Let's see how this follow or unfollow user function was being called here. Let's check inside pass control click. It had an unfollow and follow function. Have and then it didn't return the answer either, but here it checked if it returned false or true. And here we will see what function this set is logged user following. And as a usage status we don't need. Let's back and we will put it here since we have Toast installed. It doesn't hurt to put it. Since we already have here a try and catch, let's put Toast inside it in case everything goes well. The React.Toast, generally, it has Toast.Success or error. But let's see here if have a success, so we can pass text inside it. Copilot has already helped me here, and we will do the same with the other follow function. If everything goes well, call the success toast. Let's see how we can call our function now below. We are here in our function. Instead of just calling, we can do the same thing that is being done below. There would be no problem.